That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You know, I don't know if there's a bigger cautionary tale in the world of film and filmmaking than that of Michael Bay making Transformers movies. Now, listen, I'm a Michael Bay defender. We've talked about that a lot on the show. There's a number of his films that I really like, and I will defend Michael Bay. And I like the first Transformers movie very much, as a matter of fact. But everyone after that was complete gutter trash. And it got so bad, and he ran it so far into the ground, that by the time they got to, where was the one where Mark Wahlberg ended up being the last descendant of a Cybertonian knight?
The
last night.
The
last night, or the final night, the last night, whatever, good night, whatever it's called. That one, like, literally its box office fell in half, and then that ran it so far into the ground that then when they put out a really good Transformers movie in the form of Bumblebee, nobody wanted to go see it anymore because Michael Bay had run it into the ground. Well, then instead of following up a good Transformers movie like Bumblebee with a Bumblebee 2, the people over at Paramount made the mind-numbingly stupid decision, instead of doing a sequel to that, let's make another one in the vein of Michael Bay, and they did Beast Wars that nobody cares about. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's a segment of the fandom that knows the Beast Wars and all that kind of stuff, and the primals and whatever. Yes, and you like it, yes. But compared to the overall movie-going audience, nobody cared about Beast Wars, and you got what you got with that. And then when they put out a great Transformers movie in the animated Transformers 1, and make no mistake, that movie is pure capital G great. It's a great movie, man. Nobody wanted to go see it. So what do? Well, let's go back to Michael Bay. That seems to be their thing, because Screen Rant and others are now reporting that Michael Bay is returning to the Transformers franchise, as he reportedly has a new movie in development that he plans to direct. Bay shepherded the live-action movie franchise based on Hasbro's iconic toy line to the big screen back in 2007, and directed 5 movies overall in his time. All right. Look, there is no denying that the Transformers movies, man, the good one, the horrible ones, they made money. They did. The price tag of them making that much money, though, was they ran it into the ground and made all the moviegoers lose any faith in the franchise. But they did make money. I also need to point out here and be very clear that what this story does not say is that Michael Bay is, in fact, coming back to direct. It's saying he's developing one. He's got a screenwriter. They've been developing new film, and that his target is to develop this thing into a good enough package that he wants to direct, that then Paramount will green light it and go. So it is by no means official. It is by no means automatically happening. But according to all the sources we're reading here, he is developing a new one. He's got the screenwriter. He is targeting and circling to direct it. Rob, you know me. I am, if nothing, an optimist. But to me, this is a cataclysmic bad idea. Like and I say this as somebody who often defends Michael Bay. This is clearly a horrible, horrible idea. And I get it that Hasbro and Paramount are desperate right now, but this is a move that's beyond desperation to me. I don't know. You hear about this. What do you think about the concept of it? Do you think it will actually come to be? What do you think about this?
Well, look, I mean, even Rise of the Beasts, or whatever it was called, made $450 million worldwide. And like, I loved Bumblebee, but it didn't do a heck of a lot of money. It's not the billion-dollar franchise that it used to be at its height. But Michael Bay did take it to those heights. Look, I just think that, does the world need, we've had what? There's been 7 Transformers feature films, live action feature films, 7. Do we need an 8th? You know, I mean, you can only get so far with robots beating up other robots. I mean, we only got 2 Pacific Rim films, and I would like more of those. But I don't know. Look, I'm always a franchise or an IP is one movie away from being great again. If they have a great
That's
story,
true. That's true.
if they have a great story, which great story and Transformers seem diametrically opposed ideas. But if they had something that was actually, because I thought First Night was terrible, and I'm like a Dark of the Moon apologist. I love that movie. If only because the battle in Chicago at the end of that movie is bonkers. It's 45 minutes of ILM's most jaw-dropping work in the modern age. I'll tell you, I'll die on that hill. But this, like you, I don't see this being a very good idea. The last thing Michael Bay directed, by the way, was a parkour documentary that came out in March.
Really? I'm not even familiar with it.
I wasn't either until I just looked it up now. It's called We Are Storer, and it's about the Storer parkour team. I'll tell you one thing, though. Michael Bay directing a parkour documentary, I want to see that. I want to see the footage.
What's funny is that, I never even heard of that thing. Now, the last movie that I saw that Michael Bay directed, and I'm a Michael Bay defender, okay? I love Armageddon. I love The Rock. I think his movie, The Island, is underrated. Pain and Gain is really Bad Boys, right? He did this movie with Jake Gyllenhaal called Ambulance, which was all types of dog shit on the bottom of your shoe. I mean, it was
You had to
terrible.
take his drones away. Take those drones away.
Seriously, that whole movie was, oh my God, somebody gave Michael Bay a drone for Christmas, and he's like, I gotta use this in every shot in my movie. And it's basically Drone the movie. But yeah, that movie was just terrible. Oh my God. But anyway, you're right though. Every franchise is one great movie away. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think? If they make this movie, do they bring Shia back? Do they bring Megan Fox back? Do they bring Josh Duhamel back?
Anthony Hopkins?
Do you think? No, I think Anthony's ready to walk away from that one. But do you think maybe he brings the old gang back together?
Look, you know what? That's definitely a popular trend now. Going back and getting your characters to come back and be in the movies again, put it together. They brought the old gang back together for Jurassic Park, for Jurassic World.
The two gangs. They brought the two gangs together.
The two gangs together, and so I could see that happening. And I just wish that Michael Bay would make another Pain and Gain. And do something. Look. There's no doubt
something in the spirit of that.
Yes, not like Pain.
Not
I'm just
a sequel,
saying, something that was based on a true story. I mean, the idea of Bayhem, I like cinematic Bayhem. No one blows up stuff better than Michael Bay, and he shoots it all with like 10 cameras. So it's gonna look exciting. But I would like to see him go back and do a character piece. I mean, Pain and Gain was legitimately, I thought, a really fun movie. It had great performances in it. And you know what? That's one thing I will say, that they might be over the top, but like, give me Billy Bob Thornton as the leader of NASA, working in mission control. You get a good performance out of Billy Bob Thornton.
Didn't he do that in Armageddon?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So you watch his movies, and like Armageddon is fun.
Yeah.
He when he puts an ensemble of actors together. Look, man, I have a soft spot for Pearl Harbor. I'll admit it. It's not great, but I love it. Watching Ben Affleck, and there's some great stuff in that movie. I mean, clearly he wanted his Titanic, and that's not what he got. But hey, I'll watch that. I'll watch it. And his movies, definitely guilty pleasures. Like you said, Armageddon's one of the great guilty pleasures of all time.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I just had a brain scratch here. In that horrible Marky Mark and his funky Bodicons movie that he did, was the little girl not Hawk Girl? And the girl from what's her name again? The Dora the Explorer, who then is now Hawk Girl in Superman.
Yeah. Isabella Merced.
Merced. Was that Isabella Merced when was that her?
Well might be. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm seeing people in the live chatter now saying, "Yep, it was Isabella Merced."
See, Michael Bay has an eye for talent. She's a great actress.
She is great. Yeah, she's absolutely great. Anyway, all right, guys. Question is for you: What do you think about this? Michael Bay is, according to the other reports, he is developing a new live action Transformers movie that he is circling to direct himself. He's got a screenwriter working with him. Now, it's not greenlit by Paramount at this point, but it could come. 2 questions for you. What would you think about it if they did do this? Good idea, bad idea? And then secondly, do you think this is actually going to happen? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.